I really want to encourage you that these products that we are seeing here, Professor Ndala, next year, when we have another exhibition, we don't want to see those technologies there. We want to see those technologies in the market. I have seen it. You go to a laureate, you find somebody exhibiting a technology. 2 years down the line, you find him with the same thing that he developed 2 years ago. 5 years, he's in Mombasa still exhibiting. Please, we have to move from there. So we must move from exhibitions to products. So I am here to tell you that it's good for you to exhibit. We'll come there, we'll admire, but the next time we want to meet you with your technology, we want to meet you in the market, not in the exhibition hall. So with those few remarks, let me then take this opportunity to invite my sister, Dr. Beatrice Inyangala, and Dr. Inyangala.
The Chief of Staff and Head of the Public Service, Honorable Felix Kosgei, EGH, Your Excellency Neil Wigan, here by the Director, my brother, our Professor Juma Muhwana, Principal Secretary, State Department for Industrialization, Mr. Ben Roberts, Chairperson, Young Scientists, Kenya, Professor Rotemo Michieka, Chairman, National Research Board, Chief Executive Officers of various institutions present, the Chair of all Vice Chancellors, Professor Daniel Mugendi, all Vice Chancellors and Principals of universities and constituent colleges and technical and vocational institutions present, Professor Dixon Ndala, Chief Executive Officer of the National Research Fund, our esteemed hosts, researchers, exhibitors, teachers, students, members of the Fourth Estate, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning. Thank you. I'm truly delighted to join you at this pivotal moment, the opening of the inaugural Kenya National Research Festival. Research is the cornerstone of progress, guiding us in making informed decisions that shape our societies. Whether it's in developing new technologies, advancing healthcare, or even in finding the best restaurant in town. Without research, we would be navigating life blindly and potentially leading us to some questionable destinations. This festival is particularly significant because it fosters media products, informing public policy, and driving socio-economic transformation. In the past decade, we recognize that Kenya's research, several ongoing initiatives focus on researchers, innovators, startups, and small and medium-sized enterprises. However, the implementation of these initiatives has revealed gaps, particularly in the effective connectedness among all our players. Private sector engagement, for instance, remains very limited. Most initiatives primarily focus on universities and research institutions, while others separately target startups and SMEs. Without proper coordination, the risk of duplication is quite high. I am confident, however, that this festival will address these challenges by engaging the public through inclusive activities, inspiring the next generation of researchers, innovators, and entrepreneurs, recognizing excellence in research, attracting funds for research, and aligning research with national school pupils and the public, creating a unique space for special events. Let me also recognize that the evidence suggests that public and science festivals not only improves learning, but also builds the skills of all the stakeholders involved. Research and science festivals enhance social capital and community capacity, ultimately contributing to the well-being of society. Esteemed ladies and gentlemen, Kenya's policy and legal frameworks, along with several policy instruments, are designed to support the country's transformation towards becoming a newly industrialized medium-income country that provides a whole quality of life to all its citizens in a secure environment. Currently, we know that our expenditure on research stands at 0.4%, but we aim to get to the 2%. While efforts are underway to increase this to at least 0.8% of GDP, we must also explore alternative funding sources to support evidence-based decision-making and innovation. As you're aware, the government of Kenya recognizes that science, technology, and innovation are the key enablers of our long-term development blueprint, as well as the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. The government is therefore committed to harnessing STI to achieve the sustainable development goals. In collaboration with the National Research Fund and Young Scientists Kenya, I urge all stakeholders to join forces in various aspects. And this will include generating new ideas, but also providing financial support to transform the future through research, innovation, entrepreneurship, and technology. As I conclude, I extend an invitation to policymakers, academics, the private sector, and intergovernmental and non-governmental organizations to support research and utilize the knowledge generated through research to unlock Kenya's full potential for a sustainable and innovative-driven future. I encourage you to continue the conversation and learn more about each other in the true spirit of collaboration that this festival seeks to inspire. Let's take a moment to practice what we preach. And I'd like all the young scientists to stand up. All the young scientists. Wonderful. Can we give them a round of applause? Thank you. Please be seated. You're in the right place, and smile and say, science will take us to the next level.
May I have your seats? Members of the Diplomatic Corps, led by His Excellency Neil Wigan, who has just left us, Evelyn Maris, Deputy Head of Mission, Embassy of Ireland, Mr. Ben Roberts, Chairperson, Young Scientists Kenya. It is really a delight to be in your midst at this inaugural Kenya National Research Festival. Information and data is critical to national development, and this cannot be overemphasized. Research is a disciplined journey. This festival at the most critical time when the government is pursuing a new paradigm shift in national development geared towards a holistic, knowledge-based economy. Researchers and more than 200 students from across 7 counties, because as you are aware, the youth make up the majority of our population, with estimates indicating that over 75% of the population is below 35 years of age. Besides the youth bulge, these demographics possess the energy and technological savviness critical for today's world, largely premised on technological developments and fast-paced changes. I believe research is a critical and involvement of all stakeholders, security, cross-border movements, and social inequality, where the boundaries between disciplines dissolve and the synergy of diversity initiatives pave the way for help develop sustainability and success of the efforts. In respect to our overall national development, the government's bottom-up economic transformation agenda underscores the importance of leveraging research in geothermal energy have solidified Kenya's leadership in renewable energy, creating jobs and promoting sustainable development is what will be what we are enjoying in the advancement of science. Additionally, the integration of traditional medicine with modern healthcare, the support for ICT innovation through the real needs of the population, realizing and appreciating the importance of research that students understand the interconnectedness of scientific concepts across disciplines. The CPC foundational knowledge and build research competence, scientific principles from foundational levels. This vibrant research culture, supported by a strong collaboration between academia, industry, and government, will enhance our educational outcomes and position Kenya as a leader in addressing both local and global challenges, especially those relating to youth empowerment, fully recognize and harness the transformative power of technology and also effective communication. On technology, analytics, for example, enables more precise decision-making, while Internet of Things has the potential to transform industries such as agriculture and urban planning. While blockchain technology ensures in agriculture, precision farming that I saw some students demonstrating smart irrigation technology. Internet of Things are enhancing productivity and climate resilience, enabling communities to reap high returns and mitigate food shortages. In urban planning, big data and smart technologies are contributing to the creation of more sustainable and responsive cities. For instance, smart cities projects and data-driven infrastructure planning are emerging in Nairobi and other cities, exploring ways to integrate technology for improved urban management and sustainability. On communication, ladies and gentlemen, effective communication and transmission of research findings in today's rapidly evolving world is critical. Research, therefore, is vital in bridging the gap between complex scientific findings and public understanding. You cannot do all what you are doing during your research, but if people don't understand, then it will be between your findings and yourself. So we need to devise a way of simplifying whatever we are doing into a reasonably simple, in simple terminologies where the entire country and the consumers of the same are carried along so that they will understand, they will support it when they really understand the importance, the impact, and more importantly, the solutions that your research is going to give. It is communication. You have to communicate in simple, surveyors pulling their tapes, running around, shouting to each other in some corners. Others are climbing trees. Others are busy drilling the ground. We are going to use new technologies. And these new technologies, like big data and smart technologies, started from very mundane, very simple, near crude way of starting research, the way we are doing it. And not long ago. So whatever you are doing here, whatever you are displaying here, whatever you are doing in your respective schools and research institutions and universities will be the initial build-up to what will shake the world and transform lives in the world. And for it to have an impact and for it to have support, for it to be resourced, the first line of budget cuts will be a good job. You are leaving a mark in this globe. But who knows what you are doing? You are a paleontologist. If you walk across the city of Nairobi and you ask, what is a paleontologist doing? Who will know? Nobody. What will make the Minister for Finance to allocate money for research on arthropods to mollusks? They do not even understand. They say, I want this money to go to energy, I want this money to go to roads, I want this money to go to big things, isn't it? So I challenged them, I told them, don't be left behind. Step forward and fight to be on that table of resource sharing. If it is parliament, we expect researchers to be there. Don't shy away and say, oh, this politics is dirty, I'm not going there. Just mobilize yourself, pick some few to go and speak on your behalf in parliament. Yeah, you stay in your laps with your overalls, coats, masks, whistling around alone, communicating with your colleagues scientists in Argentina, coming up with a groundbreaking discovery. Who will know those things? You have to be on the table. You have to push more public officers in strategic positions like now, the two PSs here. They are from academia, so that they will be fighting and making people understand that research is critical. It's very important. But if you continue hiding behind some intellectual, it will be very difficult. So step out. Step out. You don't have to be a politician. You can also influence by holding seminars, by holding festivals like this one, inviting people, and make sure that you don't invite your own every day. I would expect 10, 20 members of parliament here, several bureaucrats from Treasury, from Ministry of Education, the consumers of your outcome, the farmers, the industry, so that they will be your ambassadors out there. I hope I'm saying something. Vice Chancellor, some times back, I used to go to Chiromo Library to check what is happening, what there are new things, master students, PhD. But it ends there. People don't even know that there are serious discoveries have been done. Nobody. And when you are walking around, you feel powerful inside yourself. Who cares? Nobody even cares. You line up in a supermarket, they don't know that whatever they are enjoying in healthcare, it is from you. So please communicate. And please try to broaden your stakeholders. Bring on board the consumers of your outcome. Your output should be an input of somebody. Bring that one so that they will say, yes, farmers should be saying, we want to see money in research because research is part of us. The industry should be saying, besides, waiving all those taxes and whatever to create an enabling environment for construction of manufacturing factories and the rest, We need research. Where is research here? We need 10% research. Where is 10% in the Ministry of Industry that goes to research? How much? Just like that. So that at the end of the day, people will just connect research and the reality. That is my challenge. And communication, you remember the pandemic, the issue of COVID, the way it was so scary and everybody was heading somewhere to the forest. I also drove at night here. I did not want, I thought even perhaps the sun catalyzes the movement of the COVID. So I had to pick my family at night, go home, and I actually heading to the remotest farm that I have because I did not want anybody to come near. But slowly but surely, when communication came out, when the research findings came out, people get to understand. People started now meeting. People started using masks, started washing their hands. People started now coming together, making sure that they keep distance, but life goes on. Communication. That is why I'm saying the COVID-19 pandemic taught us great lessons. As it highlighted the significance of effective communication, demonstrating how clear, transparent communication can influence public health responses and behaviors. It enabled informed decisions about health measures, vaccines, treatments, and played a critical role in combating misinformation and building trust in science. Therefore, as you advance your discourse on research during this festival, I encourage you to explore practical strategies for communicating complex research information in ordinary and understandable ways. When I was doing my master's degree, I just picked the topic and a good title, just simple title. And my supervisor, the professor, complicated until even I did not understand the title itself. The content and the title was totally different. So I was wondering now, why isn't it done simply? Sijui the endogenic, sijui nini, sijui, keep those ones to yourself, but try to make communication understandable and in an ordinary manner. Many initiatives that are carried out. That is almost something that made me come. That is almost something that made me come. Secondly, the message that I was bringing here was manufacturer, wherever, to what you are doing in the lab, so that you can get that support that is required. And they can recognize and say they are also the consumers of what you are doing wherever you are doing. It is critical. Thirdly is the message that I had